Hey Dad, how's it going? So, yeah, today is Philippines. Christian's gonna join here in a little bit. Um, I got a good chunk of time before Christian actually hops in. Um, it's all the travel to in getting to the Philippines, because it was nuts. So it started. Actually, real quick, let me do something. Yeah, so my trip, it took me something like, I don't know, over two days. Over 2 days to get to the Philippines. So I left Chicago on, I don't know, it was early May or something like that, I think, or March. But I flew out from Chicago to Abu Dhabi, which was something like, I don't know, it was a crazy long trip, 15 hours, 18 hours or something. It was nuts, that first stint of it. Long trip, just watched some movies, relaxed, worked on some music. But as we were getting into the UAE, I had a window seat, peered out the window and saw there's just desert, like nothing but sand and brown. It was kind of like unlike anything I'd ever seen before. It was nuts to think that people were living out there and had spent, figured out a way to cultivate a life and all that stuff. So I landed in Abu Dhabi, had about a 12-hour layover, I think it was. So landed I think it was noon, right around noon, 10 o'clock. Took a shuttle into the city of Abu Dhabi from the airport. Apparently this is a big thing that happens frequently, where you got a lot of people that have these extended layovers and they have all these excursions for you to do. I didn't decide that I wanted to do that, so I just took the shuttle into Abu Dhabi and just kind of wandered around for the entire time. I was really, really tired, so I wasn't trying to do anything like overly exertive, if that's a word. So I just got in, found some food, relaxed. I wandered around quite a bit, but it was the heat of the day and it's crazy, crazy hot. So stopped in for some sunscreen somewhere. There's random malls out and about. Ended up finding this it's like an interactive park, or like art exhibition, bunch of sculptures that you were able to interact with. Massive sculptures. So spent a good chunk of time trying to keep myself entertained, because I had until about midnight. So I had about 10 hours to kill by the time I got into the city, before I headed back to the airport around 11 or so. So in that meantime, just walking around, seeing what I can see. There's parts of the city that are just completely vacant and not much going on. A lot of just earth tones all over the place. Lots of browns and grays and beiges and things like that. And then as you walk into more of the richer neighborhood or hoods or whatever, green everywhere, tons of grass, a lot of palm trees, these massive towers all over the place. Everything's gold. The sidewalks are marble. Very so much money put into making this part of the city look the way it did, and it was kind of cool. There was a palace off in the distance. I couldn't get in. I was gonna try it. They offered tours, but I didn't make it there in time. So whatever. I observed it from a distance, snapped some photos, watched the sunset over the city, which is kind of nice. Sunset, wandered around like the coast because there was wandered around the coast, right, and was just kind of hopping from restaurant to restaurant, just having some snacks, some juices, things like that. Just trying to kill time at this point because I didn't have anywhere to go. I didn't want to go back to the airport just yet. So there was a couple live bands going on. They had this massive outdoor park as well where everybody would gather, just chill. The families, people were dancing, a lot of live music going on. So I enjoyed that until it ended, and which happened to be about the time I needed to go back to the airport anyway. So on my way back to the bus terminal, stopped in, grabbed another shirt because I was just sweating all day. Just the driest, hottest heat I've ever experienced. Hopped on the flight, let me back up. Got to the airport. I was trying to take a shower, so I was looking around, found a place that offers showers. This is really gross when I think about it. I didn't realize what I was doing, but found a shower. There was a towel just chilling there. I don't know what I thought. I was just exhausted. So it was still kind of wet. I used it anyway to dry off. Really nasty, but I'm still here. So nothing bad happened. But showered, felt a lot more refreshed. I had my flight from something I think like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. to 10 hours to Manila. So this is where just delusion hit me. I landed in Manila, just brain dead, completely out of it. Made it through customs, got my luggage. I had another flight in 10 hours or something like that to Puerto Princesa, which was where Christian and I were meeting up originally, which Christian's going to join in once I get to the part where he actually arrives. So hit Manila. I'm just making it through customs, get my luggage. I just collapsed kind of on the floor because I couldn't think. I didn't know what I needed to do, what I wanted to do. I didn't want to spend a good 10 hours in the airport because there was no place to go. So I messaged Christian do something for me. I need your help because I'm losing my mind. So this guy books me a hostel. I'm like, cool. He's good at this. I trust him. He'll hook me up with a good spot. This place was way out in the middle of nowhere. It took me an hour to 2 hours just to get to this hostel. So I rolled up, got out, and it was just like a dump. It was so bad. Dropped my luggage. I remember setting my bag down, seeing a cockroach on the wall. The windows were barred shut, so I couldn't get any fresh air. They had a tiny little fan that wasn't oscillating because it was busted. It was a single room, so I wasn't sharing with anybody, which was great. Yeah, dude, Christian, you suck, man. That was a rough one for me. So I got in, sat down, just what are you doing? What's going on there?
What's up, buddy?
Are you kidding me?
What? I mean, did I get a soundboard ready for this?
Oh
Okay.
no!
Yes.
Oh no! Oh no!
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? Go ahead and arrest me then. You know what you should arrest me also for? Booking you a shitty hostel
Oh,
in the
dude.
slums of Manila where you could have been killed.
Yeah, and I felt that. I trusted you, and as I'm getting there, going down all these crazy winding roads, and the guy's like, "Here it is," and he pointed down this alley. I'm like,
Okay.
"What am I supposed to do?"
Yeah, all I did, the best thing I could have done, I don't know where I was at the time. I was somewhere in Asia as well. We were going to meet up.
Yeah.
I got you the closest one in the airport because I didn't want you to have to travel far. Turns
But
out, not that good
traffic's
a
a
place
thing.
around the airport.
No, but it was better than nothing. At that point, I didn't care. I got in, had some dinner, which was hot dogs. I had hot dogs and some potatoes. It's sweet. I just needed some food, grubbed down, and then just passed out. I was just out. Walked into I had to get up at 3 or something like that no, 1 or 2 to catch a 5 a.m. flight.
Right.
which was
So you
about
were
an hour.
out anyway.
I was out anyway, but
Right.
I woke up, took a shower, came back, and was like getting my stuff, only to find that my bed was just filled with ants. So I'm sure I was just sleeping with ants, a full colony of ants. But I was like, oh no, this is rolling with the punches, right? That's what this is about. Um, the whole, so I had arranged a taxi to come pick me up. That was sketchy because the guy never showed up. Fortunately, I woke up the person in charge of the hostel. I'm like, you need to call me a cab right now, or I'm gonna miss my flight.
Right.
Bring me the cab now.
Give me a cab now. Hey, give me a cab now.
And so the guy showed up and he's like, hey, can we stop and get gas? I'm like, just get me to the airport at this time. I don't care what we do, but just make sure I just can't miss my flight. Long story short with that, everything worked out. But I was standing in this alley waiting for this cab driver to come and like pick me up. I had no idea what I was looking for. It was a bizarre way to start the trip. Still kind of out of it with the jet lag and the no sleep on top of hardly eating any food and sleeping in a bed of ants. It was just piling up pretty
bed
quick.
made of ants.
A bed made of ants. And so, but got to the airport just fine. Flew into Puerto Princesa, which is where you and I were going to meet up. We start off with underground caves. That's what we were doing first. But you didn't come. So I landed, and then a week. Why am I saying a week? That's what it felt like.
Because
so
you're stupid.
I'm stupid. Thanks, man. So I got in at like 7 a.m. My bed wasn't ready, so I just was hanging out.
At the place I met you at, yeah?
Shebang Hostel. That was the name.
I mean, that's the reason I picked that hostel.
I know.
Because I thought Shebang.
Yeah, so we stopped at Shebang Hostel, got there super early. I had that full day, and then the majority of the majority of the next day, right? So loud.
How loud?
10.
It's not a 10.
It's 11.
Okay. Well, these ones go to 11.
Well, these ones go to Shebang Hostel.
Yeah, so I arrived at 3 p.m.
Yeah, so I had that full day that I arrived, and then up to 3 p.m. that next day for me to get so that's when I did my PADI certification online courses that I cheated on.
Yeah, well, if you don't cheat, you're kind of a sucker. It's only your life.
It's only your life, yeah. And which was like the whole time I'm doing this, I'm like, they're throwing out all these numbers and like these computing formulas. I'm like, I'm not going to remember this when I'm who knows how far underwater. So I was a little nervous about it, to be honest. But whatever, we both survived.
We'll get into that later.
We barely survived.
Yeah, we did. We were literally over our heads on that.
Oh man, that was nuts. So, all right, you showed up. That first day was really chill. We just kind of hung around. We might have went out for a pizza, or we ordered at the hostel because there was a restaurant there.
I started crushing beers.
Yes, yeah.
We started playing some sort of game with the locals at the bar. What was that bottle game we were playing?
It was so I was actually reading through my notes earlier. I was watching Tremors with, Go Kevin Bacon.
Oh my God, I love Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
I'm Kevin Bacon guy. David Lindhagen, all right? David fucking Lindhagen. He's my guy. I always thought he got the short end of the stick in Crazy Stupid Love. He's just a nice guy. He loves, what's that redhead's name?
I don't know.
What's the redhead's name?
Curtis is technically her real name.
Who?
Jamie Lee Curtis. Or no.
Jamie Lee Curtis? Out of here. It's not Jamie Lee Curtis.